Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Radhe Radhe. जय राधा माधव की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, जय भगवान श्री गौरांग महाप्रभु की जय. नमो महाबदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते, कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतीश नमो नमः. नमो महाबदानाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते, कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतीश नमो नमः. जय भगवान श्री गौरांग महाप्रभु की. So you are on my screen, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, and sound is perfect. Hare Krishna. So Advaita Āchārya, who is the incarnation of Lord Mahavishnu and Shivaji together. Shivaji is manifestations of Mahavishnu. Shivaji manifested from Mahavishnu. So Advaita Āchārya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu and Shiva. Wanted to save the people of the age, Kali, who are very much disturbed and whose fate are very low, who are not engaged in religious merits, who are not working for the purpose of the Vedanta Sutras or Vedas. Vedaisya sarvai aham eva vedya Vedanta krita veda vid evacha. In Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Lord Krishna confirmed. The whole purpose of reading, following, and practicing Veda is to know Krishna, is to worship Krishna, is to understand Krishna, is to establish a relationship with Krishna. And that is the only way that the ultimate purpose of everlasting happiness can be achieved. Just like if you want to get the water of Mother Ganges to your field where you want to cultivate with something, say paddy, and to grow paddy plants, for that you have to connect through a channel so that the water from the river will flow to your field. So the yoga is the linking process through which we should connect ourselves to Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that way we can release the everlasting happiness called Sat Chit Ananda. Why the linking process of yoga? We can get the happiness sourced from Vidya, which otherwise we are looking from avidya. Everybody is looking eternal happiness. Sat means eternity. Ananda means happiness. But from where are we looking? We are looking from avidya, from this body. We think by supplying the unlimited amounts of physical comforts to this body will be happy, but that is not the case. So all such gain, material gain, prestigious or intellectual happiness that we are looking after is baffled in this age of Kali. So the mood of general people are very much disturbed. People are so envious to each other, so disturbing. They are fighting among each other, and the real purpose, even though everyone look after happiness, nobody attends. Being merciful, Advaita Āchārya tried to invoke Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can only come in his fullest form and who comes only once in a day of Brahma. If he comes, then he can deliver the mankind by giving something which was never given before. Anarpita Charita Chiram Karunaya Avatirna. With the most merciful incarnation, the most munificent incarnation, Lord Gaurahari should descend. And what was never distributed? The love of Godhead, which is the treasure of Srimati Radharani, can only be brought and distributed to save this disturbed people of this age. So Lord Gauranga was invoked by Advaita Āchārya with the water of Ganges and Tulsi leaf. To reciprocate the offerings of Advaita Āchārya, Lord Gauranga appeared, and whoever offers the Tulsi and the water of Ganges is the nectar which makes anyone immortal. The Tulsi water is the nectar that can save anyone from the mortality. Even though Amrita, drunk by the demigods, cannot save them when the pralaya occurs, when Brahmaji's one day finishes. And there are the interim pralayas also happen in Yoga Sandhyas. However, demigods, they live a long life, but cannot live beyond the life of Brahma, or some even not beyond a day of Brahma. So even the nectar they drink, they cannot become immortal. They can live longer, but cannot become immortal. But Those who takes the offered water of tulsi and Ganges water or any water, where we offer the water to Lord Krishna, that is the Amrita which saves us from the mortality and bring us back to the lotus feet of Lord. So it is essential that we understand when we take prasadam, we should take prasada amrita. We know the glory of the prasada amrita. Our gati will be perfected. Those who are taking prasada, first by respecting Mahaprasada or taking the tulsi water in prasada, also we offer the prasad by adding tulsi leaf. By tulsi leaf the dedications happens. So by this process, when Tulsi Maharani, who is none other than Bhakti Maharani, is all engaged in the service of Krishna with full dedication, love, and knowledge, with 100% faith, sublime faith, then Lord says that I will have to sell myself to repay the debt that you caused by offering me the tulsi water. So this way, Mahaprabhu became pleased and appeared as per the request of Advaita Āchārya in Navadip Dham. The birthplace was under the shade of a neem tree. You can see this in this picture. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also called as Nimai. Nimai means who took birth under the shade of the neem tree. So Lord Gaurahari, details of the appearances that he was called in various names. Vishwamvara means who maintains the universes. Nimai, Krishna Chaitanya, because he is the incarnation of Radha and Krishna together. Gauranga, Gaura Anga. Gaura means golden. Anga means bodily complexions. His bodily complexion was golden, molten gold. Dasa Vana Hema. 10 times this Vana means the principles applied by goldsmith. Then that dazzled the most. The most dazzling molten gold form is the body complexions of Lord Gauranga or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is also called Gaura Hari because he is the Hari who has appeared as Gauranga. So he is Gaura Hari. Gaura Sundar, he is the most beautiful. So Gaura Sundara, these are the names. The birthplace is Yogapit, Mayapur in Nadia, West Bengal. His father named Jagannath Mishra, elder brother named Vishwarupa. He took birth on 18th February 1486 AD. The ancestral house, some says at Bangladesh. There is ancestral house also found in Jajapur, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited in secluded without taking all the companions. Mother named Sachidevi and spouses Lakshmi Priya Devi and Vishnu Priya Devi. The maternal aunt Sarva Jaya Devi, maternal grandfather Pandit Nilambara Chakravarti, paternal grandfather Upendra Mishra, paternal grandmother Shobha Devi. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted fast initiation from Ishwarapuri, who is the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. You know Madhavendra Puri is famous Khirachara Gopinath pastimes, for whom Lord Gopinath stolen Khira Prasad in Baleshwar. So his disciple is Ishwarapuri, and from Ishwarapuri Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu accepted first initiation. Sannyāsa initiation he received in 1510 AD at Katua from Kesava Bharati at the age of 24, and Lord disappeared in Puri on 1534 AD. He simultaneously merged into the deity of Tota Gopinath and Lord Jagannath Sri Vigraha. So devotees witnessed both the pastimes. Lord Gaurahari, who manifested the saṅkīrtana in front of the chariot in many forms, every group was singing that Lord with him. So he manifested the disappearance pastime by merging into the deities of Tota Gopinath. If you go in the Mangalarti, Pujari will show where Lord merged, and there is the symbol in the Tota Gopinath deity. Also, devotees seen in Jagannath in the same day, same time. Lord entered to Jagannath temple, and there he merged into the deity of Lord Jagannath. Sometimes devotee was seeing that in Gambhira he was doing saṅkīrtana and suddenly disappeared from Gambhira. So all these three are true and mystical to ordinary minds, but with a devotional mind we can really understand how the pastimes of disappearance performed by Lord Gaurahari. The divine mission which was for which Lord Gaurahari appeared is that chanting of Hare Krishna Mahāmantra, by which the whole world is saved, and which he predicted that in every town and cities the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra should be established. Srila Prabhupada established that and asked his disciple Bhakti Swara Damodar Swami Guru Maharaj Sripad to present in a scientific manner so that it reaches everyone's heart. To purify every individual souls through the process of bhakti. The underpinning principles of following Vedanta Sutra, Vedic literatures, religious principles, any transcendental activities is to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to develop sanskara, to come out of from the path of prabhuti to the path of nibruti. But this is not understood because of mundane material advancement when that is not utilized for the service of the Lord. When that is not analyzed, when that is not engaged in the service of the Lord. All such mechanical advances will be futile to bring happiness and prosperity. The real prosperity is that how one is conquered to the activities of the senses, just like a caged person is tortured, being caged. An independent person is happy to roam around. When a person is well trained to regulate the senses, he is real independent. Baddhavastha and Muktavastha. Those who is able to control the senses, the soul is seen to be liberated, whose senses are acting under his control. So, bhakti is the sublime process to actively engage the senses for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has attained the real independence. All other who claims to be the master of the senses, but in return they are all subservient of the senses, are conditioned. So Lord Gaurahari taught how you can surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead simply by the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahāmantra. He has not used any weapon to kill, like Jagai Madhai, were all blessed. No matter how much demoniac, sinful life accumulated with mountains of the sins can utterly destroyed by the mercy of Lord Gauranga and by the chanting of holy name. So he is the embodiment of divine mercy by which the great followers of the path of the knowledge such as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya or even Prakashananda Saraswati, who was think that Jnani Gati Havamani, was thinking that Varanasi is the place of cultivating knowledge, getting the blessings of Lord Shiva, everyone can get liberated. Why to go Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan, this and that? And Lord explained that Jagannath Puri, where in Kasi, the river Mandakini or Ganga Mata has come from the lotus feet of Krishna, Vishnu. Even the Taraka Brahmanam in Kasi is also Lord Vishnu's mantra. So there was a discussion. Prakashananda Saraswati was sending letters and Lord replied. Then even Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was unhappy, tried to defeat Prakashananda Saraswati. But Lord, when came and exhibited the most advanced Vaishnavism, सर्वतम हयाय अपना के हीन करी जाने. Even though he is the supreme personality of Godhead, greatest among greatest, all the greats, he is the greatest among the all the greats. But in the assembly of the Panditas, Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu took a place where everybody are keeping their shoes. So gradually seeing the love of Gaurahari Prakashananda Saraswati also transformed. So what was never established before Lord Chaitanya was Achinta Veda Veda Tattva. And with this Tattva, he conquered even Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the great followers of the path of Jnani, accepted Lord Krishna as the goal of their life and accepted saṅkīrtana is the sublime process of attaining prema. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is predicted by all the Puranas, Vedas, Upanishads, Shastras. No one should think that Lord can appear just like that. So that many people nowadays claiming to be God. Let us read some childhood pastimes of Gauranga. So Lord Gauranga would not stop crying unless all the mothers and surrounding um, neighbors, ladies especially, chant the holy name loudly and clap their hand in front of Gauranga. So from very childhood, Lord began to preach that chanting of holy name. Not only he sings, but also he allowed all others to sing. So once a thief tried to hijack Gaurahari, but they all, by the touch of the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga, their heart got hijacked by Gaurahari. One day, Lord Gaurahari manifested his pastimes by resting on the back of a snake, because he, the one who sleeps on the bed of saṅkīrtana, manifested the pastimes when the snake's form of saṅkīrtana appeared before him. He blessed his causeless mercy to Brahmana by eating the foodstuff which is offered to Vishnu. He ate everything directly because the priest was offering in his mantra. So he was accepting the food directly. Manifested many such pastimes. So then Lord Gaurahari married Lakshmi Priya at the age of 14 to 15, the daughter of Advaita Āchārya. Then Lord Nimai Pandit started his school at the age of 16, a bit late. But Navadip, the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived, was considered to be the center of education, Vidyanagari. And students from all over the country used to come and stay there to study. So at the age of 16, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started the Chatusvati, and in a very short time, he learned everything because all the knowledge are sourced from him. He just manifested the pastimes of accepting Gurukula and learned in a very short time and become a Pandita. Then he debated with Kashmiri Pandita. So Kashmir Pandita was a great scholar named Kesava Kashmiri, came to Navadip to defeat the Panditas of Navadip by Shastra Jukti, the logics and argument from the scriptures. He was a champion. Wherever he traveled, all over India especially, he won. So he wanted to defeat the Panditas of Navadip as well, because he heard that Navadip is the place of scholars. So the Panditas of Navadip decided that to defeat him, Lord Nimai or Lord Chaitanya can do that. So Nimai, but those Panditas, they wanted that Nimai to be defeated. So they wanted to give the debate to Kashmir Panditi with Nimai. That time Nimai Pandita was only a boy. around 17 or 18. And the argument happened with Kesava Kashmir on the banks of Ganges. So Lord requested him to compose the Sanskrit verse to praise Mother Ganges. And in a very short time, Kesava Kashmir composed hundreds slokas reciting the verses. But Nimai Pandit at once memorized all those slokas without any error. He quoted 64th slokas and pointed out certain rhetorical unliteracy, irregularity in the slokas of the Pandita Kesava Kashmiri. He particularly questioned the Pandita use of the word Bhavani Bhartuhu. He pointed out that the cause of this word was redundant. Bhavani means the wife of Shiva, and who else can be her Bharta or husband? He also pointed out several other discrepancies, and Kashmir Pandit was struck with wonder. So this way, in very childhood, he defeated the most invincible scholar, Kesava Kashmiri, and then started the saṅkīrtana movement. So Ishwarapuri, he went to Gaya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, to a Vishnu temple, to offer the homages to the father, forefathers. Then he met Ishwarapuri. There he accepted the first initiation. So, Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Gaurahari started the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahāmantra, and whosoever in the Gaudadesa or Navadip all joined in the great Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya gradually. But some scholars were there, and in common publics, they were not listening. Everyone are not listening. But at that time, they were respecting sannyasis. So Lord thought that I must accept sannyasa so that at least people will offer respects and start listening. So he accepted sannyasa. So then Lord Gaurahari performed many wonderful pastimes. I will go to explain few proofs from the pastimes of Lord Gaurahari is described in scriptures. So Lord Gaurahari only gave Sikhyashtaka. Chetu darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. So cleansing of the. I stopped sharing. I think I stopped sharing. Okay. Yeah, you can see now. So Lord Gaurahari taught Sikhyashtaka. 8 principles. Chetu darpana marjanam bhav mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya karab chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhuchivanam Ananda ambudhivardhanam pratipadam purna amruta aswadanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna saṅkīrtanam. So saṅkīrtana is the only source of the pleasure. And cleansing the heart is essential. By cleansing the heart through the purificatory process, which is upaya and upaya both. The chanting of Hare Krishna Mahāmantra, by which not only the heart will be cleansed, but also one will release the highest transcendental pleasure, the love of Godhead. So Hare Krishna Mahāmantra is both upaya and upaya. So when one established in the sambandha with Krishna, the process is chanting holy name to establish in a sambandha with Krishna. When one is established in the sambandha with Krishna, need to deepen the relationship with Krishna through the process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahāmantra called Abhideha. And when one is perfected in the practice of Abhideha, then he releases the transcendental pleasure by chanting the holy name. So that's how it is called upaya and upaya. Upaya means the mean, upaya means the goal. Both is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra through the primary Goswamis, that is disciples, Lord Chaitanya brought all the scriptures. Through Rai Ramananda, he established the love of Godhead. The practicing of loving devotional service is the highest. And among these, the love of gopis are the highest. Through Haridas Thakur, the chanting of holy name is established. Through Rupa and Sanatana, the tests of the devotional service were established. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself only wrote the 8 Sikshastaka and taught how one can release the transcendental happiness. Amani manadahaya aswadeva Nāma rasasa. One must become very humble. Trunanda pisunichina taro iva sahisnu namani namanadena kirtanya sadahari. And one can cry in remembering the loving relationship with Krishna and the separation from the Krishna. That sloka is the second sloka. Nam namakari bahudha nija sarva shakti statrarpita niyamitaha smarane nakala itadrusitava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva samiha janina anuraga. Second sloka explains that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful Lord. Supreme Personality of Godhead, being so merciful to us, brought this holy name to us. This holy name is all powerful. Nam Namakari Bahuda, Nija Sarva Shakti, all powerful. All of his energies are invested in his holy name. Not only that, he is even more powerful than he himself. Bachyam Bachakam Yutideti Bhavota Nama Swarupadayam Purvasnata Parameva Hanta Karuna. That means there is a story to understand that easily. One day, a boatman was finished his duty and was about to go back home, and a collector arrived at that place. requested that boatman to please let him cross the other side of the river. But the boatman didn't go because he was exhausted and his time was out. He wanted to go back to the family. He didn't listen to the collector. But when the collector gave his recognition that he is the collector of this district, then the boatman immediately accepted that, and even though he is very tired, is not having sufficient energy, and was willing to go back home, but he was uh, obliged to the request of the collector, because the word collector was more powerful for the boatman than the person collector. Similarly, the holy name is more powerful than Krishna himself. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought that. When we know this, the mercy of holy name, we should think Nam Namakari Bahudan is a Sarva Shakti. Everything is invested in the holy name. Holy name is all powerful. Tatra Arpita Niyamita Smaranine Kala. Even Lord has not given any restriction to chant his holy name. Not a restriction on time, not a restriction on place, not a restriction on any circumstances, whatever the circumstances may be. Satarpita Niyamita Smaranakala. Itadrusi Tava Krupa, Bhagavan Mamapi. Even though knowing that Lord's holy name is so merciful, my heart is not crying for that. With this, that how can I ignore the chanting of holy name? So there was saṅkīrtana movement, and a Kaji who was concerned in the previous life in his partial manifestation is Chand Kaji, tried to stop the saṅkīrtana movement. But Lord Chaitanya appeared, and by seeing him, he got fear. By seeing the anger of Lord Chaitanya, then Chand Kaji allowed saṅkīrtana overnight with the flames. They all together perform gigantic Nagar Sankirtan throughout the city. Since then, Chand Kaji ordered that nobody will stop, even though Chand Kaji was a Muslim, that nobody will stop the Sankirtan of Gaur Hari. So Chand Kaji told Lord Chaitanya after going to Hindu's house and forbidding congregational chanting. In dream, he saw a greatly fearful lion roaring very loudly. His body as human and his face like a lion. This lion jumped over this Chand Kaji with his sharp nails, fires the chest and laughed fiercely. He is nursing the incarnation of Lord Gaur Hari. So with this, Chand Kaji realized that Lord Gaur Hari is none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. So Jagai Madhai was taught by means Lord Nityananda asked them to chant Hari. So Lord Nityananda, being very merciful, wanted to deliver everyone and saw these two people are the most fallen. And if they are delivered, then everyone else will be delivered. But these two sinful brothers, they struck at the head of Lord Nityananda. So Lord Gaurahari could not tolerate the offenses to Lord Nityananda, so he invoked the Sudarshan Chakra. But Lord Nityananda, being very merciful, prayed Lord Gaurahari to forgive. And these two brothers, Jagai and Madhai, became the first class devotee by the mercy of Lord Gaurahari and Nityananda. Dinahina jatat chilo hariname uddharil. Dina, who is the most sinful, they all were delivered. And that witness is Jagai and Madhai. So Lord Gaurahari delivered everyone. So there are many scriptural proofs from Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam Tisa Krishnam Sangha Pangastra Parsadam Jaggai Saṅkīrtana Prayare Ijanti Hisumedhasa. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam, that Lord will appear in the yellow complexion, not in black complexion, with all his associates and servants, with weapons, confidence, and companions. Garuda Purana says that Aham Purna Bhavishyami Yuga Sandhya Visisataha Mayapure Navadipe Bhavishyami Sachi Sutaha. Even the mother named Sachi was mentioned in Garuda Purana, and in the place Mayapur is mentioned. Yuga Sandhya in the first phases of Kali Yuga. Yuga Sandhya means just immediately start of the Kali Yuga. कलह प्रथम संध्यायाम लक्ष्मीकांत भविष्यति दारु ब्रह्म समीपस्थ सन्यासी गौर विग्रह. So Lord will come in this Kali Yuga with golden complexions, become the husband of Lakshmi, and will become a sannyasi, reside near Lord Jagannatha. So in Jagannathapuri, Lord remained for 18 years, performed the Vipralamba pastimes. He released how one should remain in Krishna remembrance when is not in association of the uh, Krishna, or not in direct association of Krishna, how he should perform the Viraha Lila, or the remembrance of Krishna. In Nrsimha Purana, these are also mentioned. I will not recite all the slokas to go through because we have reached the time limit. Padma Purana, these slokas are there. Aham eva kalau vipra nityam prachanna vigraha. So being a Brahmana and doing saṅkīrtana, being a sannyasi, all these are evident in various scriptures. In Skanda Purana also, in a golden form with the servant associates, confidential companion, he will take this form. So Lord performed all the Ruddhodar Sankirtan, and in this Tota Gopinath deity, Lord got merged. Tota Gopinath is the place where Lord used to collect the news of the Sankirtan. Every night, even now, even today, devotees have witnessed that Gaurahari is receiving the news of Sankirtan, like Ishtagoshti, of all the pure devotees around the world. What are they doing? They are reporting in the Tota Gopinath. The essence of all these teachings are recorded in Chaitanya Manjusa. So, Gauda Vrindavana and Jagannath Puri, they all are same. Vedana Dekhiva are same. So all these pastimes Lord manifested in Jagannath Puri and manifested Vrindavan in Jagannath Puri. They are called Gupta Vrindavana. Vande Chaitanya Rupinam. Gupta Vrindavana Khetra Vande Chaitanya Rupinam. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any questions? Anything you can add, Prabhuji? Our other senior devotees who are here.